Hey guys, Zen here, and yeah, it's been a few days since the last upload, but today I'm back, and I wanted to return with a bang. No, really, roll it. Let's go! Yeah! So today we're going over 3 updates for Rainbow Six Siege. There's some leaks for the next season of the game, season 4 to be exact, and the details are very important, so we'll catch up there. A special new day has been announced recently that I personally believe all of us should be very aware of, and we're also going over some of the operator lore, so a bit of something for everyone, and I'm glad to be back, so let's get into this. First up, we're talking season 4, and what could potentially be a new bolt-action sniper operator, as well as the highly anticipated defender that's bringing competition to Jaeger. Now, I realize most of you are probably aware by now, but just in case you're new, again, the details matter, and there's always thoughts, right? Now, the rumored attacker for next season is a female operator that's bringing a launcher which will charge up and fire a round that destroys all the gadgets around it. Essentially, a launcher version of Thatcher, if we're gathering this correctly, but one of the more interesting elements of this operator is a rumored bolt-action sniper weapon she may be coming equipped with. So as far as the launcher, like I said, particularly with utility, I mean, this is effectively Thatcher with a launcher, and what's more is that it may need to charge up after being shot to have the same effect. Now, in ranked, those details matter, and so I don't want to speculate too much here, but I will say that really up until this point, Thatcher is most definitely exclusive in what he does because of how he does it. No other operator can take out gadgets so easily and so safely, whether from a distance or close up like Thatcher can, and ever since the introduction of Mozzie, Twitch has been struggling in this way as well, so Thatcher has become even more important. So generally speaking, even though his pick rate isn't nearly as high as Jaeger's, competition to Thatcher and dealing with defender gadgets, especially from a distance, I think makes sense right now. The bolt action is interesting though, because we're talking about a weapon that literally fires 1 round at a time and must be reloaded, so it may be safe to assume that the weapon one-hit kills at least 1 armor operators and then scales up to 2 shots for anything stronger. Now, you may say at first, well, Zen, that's clearly overpowered. 1 shot, 1 kill should be reserved to the headshot, the golden rule of this game. And yes, I agree, but if it were the only primary option for the operator and you take into consideration the high risk, high reward, I don't know, it intrigues me. I also think about Rook and how maybe with a Rook armor on, it takes an additional shot to take out an enemy, so maybe a slight buff to Rook if it were to play out that way. I just feel like if it doesn't one-hit kill at least the weakest of operators, then it will be one of, if not the weakest weapon in the game, and of course it's because of the fire rate. So again, I don't want to go off the deep end here, this is all rumored, but the attacker actually sounds like possibly the most interesting of year 4 yet. The defender is, well, anti-nade, a device that sucks projectiles towards it, but the nades will still go off and activate, so the counter is kind of itself in a way. Now, I've heard many people say that this isn't nearly as strong as Jaeger, and why would it allow the grenades to go off, but after letting this sit for a while, I realized that, well, guys, this is the only way to really do it. It's almost unfortunate, but Jaeger's ADS works so well and are just so perfectly balanced for what they do that introducing a new way of dealing with nades requires a big change, kind of like this. I would assume that it's explosive and bulletproof so that a single frag won't take it out, but I think the balance lies with only having 1 of them or a maximum of 2. I feel like Jaeger does a good job at providing protection from all around the objective, and this operator would really be focused on 1 area and keeping it nade free. But at the same time, it'll be kind of foolish to hang around it because if a frag or flash grenade gets sucked up, you'll be impacted by it. Now, the last piece here is that this defender will most likely be a 3 armor, so much different to Jaeger, who's much faster, and so all in all, a solid offering with a very interesting dynamic between the two. I actually love this because most 2.0 operators that we've seen have been amazing. I think of Zofia to Ash or Kaid to Bandit, and so this time around it looks no different. Similar abilities, but executed totally differently, and in my opinion, it's 100% necessary. Now, I will say that I struggle with some of this stuff because they mention a bunch of updates that could be coming way down the line, like late year 5. Finka could potentially become an actual medic, I'm assuming with permanent health. Caveira could be an upcoming elite, but what makes me scratch my head with this is the mention of elites being based on operator pick rate and popularity, and I'm just not sure how much truth is in that statement, considering Frost has one of the lowest pick rates, but has access to an elite. So in general, I'm not really sure how to gauge these leaks. It has been said that these leaks are coming from a trusted source, but I did want to sit on them to see if they develop, but they really haven't. So here we are, and of course, take it with a grain of salt. Next up, a strange announcement, but Ubisoft and Rainbow announced that as of November 3rd, 2019, the Lord Tachanka has declared the date to be Tachanka Day, and that's really it. No additional context, no special bundle or weapon skin, just a day declared as Tachanka Day. Of course, November 3rd is also Tachanka's birthday, and so there's that celebration as well. But any mention of Tachanka at this point gets me a little excited because there are some big changes coming to him, hopefully very soon. Now, as we're all aware, the Tachanka rework is currently being worked on, and we've seen his operator lore change and include some hints as to what may be coming for him. The biggest thing is making the turret mobile, or giving him the ability to wield the gadget. Now, Tachanka's problem, and what is also an issue for both Warden and Glaz, is having to be still to use their gadgets effectively. Now, Tachanka in particular is especially problematic because his turret must be mounted for you to use it, so it's difficult to just scramble out of the way in a pinch. So yeah, I suppose annually, November 3rd is Tachanka Day, and who knows, there's a big possibility this day becomes something very special in the future. Bungie, the developers of Destiny, have their own day on July 7th every year, which is actually my birthday as well. Quick fun fact. But on this day, the studio usually celebrates with Bungie and Destiny news, as well as some additional community stuff. So outside of the big gaming events like E3 and stuff like that, it's always dope to see studios have their own day. And hey, maybe this one will be one to look forward to for Rainbow Six Siege. Well, that is if this isn't all a meme, but gentlemen, I'm terrible at spotting those kinds of things. Although I believe I've created one you'll be seeing very soon here. But happy belated to our Lord. May the rework be gracious for you. Finally, for the third update, I wanted to touch on operator lore because as of recently, there's been a lot of change around it, but actually, Ubisoft's presentation director is back with some interesting bits about all of the operators in the game, all 50 of them. So, did you know that Ella was an artist, or that Castle used to be an NFL player? What about the fact that Doc doesn't actually like killing people, but must justify it each time by understanding that taking one life sometimes means saving two? This, my friends, is just a small peek into a recent interview the designer had with Wired, and I absolutely love hearing about this stuff. Not only do we learn about the lesser known details of the operators, but we also learn about some of the challenges behind the scenes, like how difficult it was balancing Capitao, but not actually his gadget, his hair colors, and the amount of gray that's added, of all things. So I'm not just going to regurgitate the interview. It's a must watch for anyone who loves the operator lore, but those were just some of the things I thought were interesting early on, so let us finish this up. So those were the 3 updates of this video for now, but now is the time to be locked in here on the channel because the actual reveal of Season 4 is literally right around the corner, and I don't want you to miss anything. The other big announcement here is that my never-ending grind to become a streamer continues, and I want you all to know that I'll be streaming right here on this channel, right on YouTube, daily after this video goes live, and I want all of your feedback. Really, guys, I'm hoping you're ready to take this thing to the next level and just do more, because it's obvious now to me that you guys are here to support for the long term, and I want to show up every day with my best foot forward. So, as always, I thank you for watching, but I want to hear from you. Are you looking forward to Year 4, Season 4, our last big content update until Year 5? And also, who's your favorite operator? Leave everything in a comment down below. Guys, if you did enjoy this video, please drop a like and subscribe with notifications if you're new. With that being said, it's been Zen. Hey, I'm out.